All right. You guys come on in. All right, we're here live at the SFL 27 press conference. You guys have worked so hard to get ready for this fight. For the viewers out there, just to know, we have an amazing fight card. It's going to come this Friday, and the fight card is going to be dynamic. We've got two current champions that's coming down, and the fight, you'll see them as well. We also have some other titles where the weight has shifted to another weight class as well, so it's going to be an interesting matchup. So we're going to get started here shortly. So right now, currently, what we have right now is a battle of two fighters who have came down and came up in their weight to meet at this weight class. And we're going to start out with Andreas Ensenales. You know, being a contender, you know, you're coming off of two long fights against that gentleman right there, Damon Minor, at 155. You went all 3 rounds. You know, it was a close decision in one of the fights, but it edged you out. Kind of tell us what's your thought process in dropping down in weight. Why did you decide to drop down in weight, and why did you decide to drop down in weight and go for the title?
Well, dropping to 145 has been a plan for a long time. But the opportunity showed up at 155, so you know I just went ahead and took it. That's the weight class I initially started at. Try to make my transition to 145 for a time, and now's the right time to do it.
Well, right now you're ranked number 20 in the lightweight division, coming down now to this. What do you think one of your advantages will be dropping weight coming down into this fight against a well-polished fighter as Thomas Blair?
I know dropping weight, probably be stronger in the cage. I'll probably have a size advantage. You know, anything can happen. Not to underestimate Thomas. I see his fight. He's a great striker, great fighter. But come Friday night, we'll see.
Absolutely. So now we have the current champ, Thomas Blair. Thomas Blair, you left for a little while. You held the belt at 135, and you came back now at 145. And what was the thought process when you left? And I believe you were going pro, but then you came back. What was your mindset in coming back to fight for another title and now defending that title?
Just had some personal things in my life that I wanted to get straightened out at the time, and I hadn't really planned on coming back fighting again, but I contacted Jimmy. I wanted the challenge, and I told him to give me the biggest challenge at 145. He gave me the title shot. I was all for it, so here we are.
Well, I tell you, you came off a fight with Kyle Graham. That was a really spectacular fight that you put on. Now coming in, now you're moving up in weight, you know. So do you feel you'll be as crisp? Do you feel you'll be as fast? Do you feel your technical skills will be there? What's your thought process before coming into it and now knowing what's on the table? What are your thoughts now?
It's no different really than when I competed at 135. I've got a lot of respect for all my opponents, Andreas as well. I feel like most of my opponents are stronger than me, bigger than me all the time, and that's what I look for. I look for those challenges every time that I step in the cage.
Well, a part of your camps, both of you guys are spectacular fighters. It's going to be a great time to see you fight in the cage. And where do you predict this fight going? How do you see the fight going? I'm going to ask both of you, but how do you see this fight going?
I see it going everywhere, really. It could go anywhere. Like I said, everybody knows me as a stand-up. I'm kind of knowing, and I'm learning the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu as well, so you can look forward to go anywhere.
Well, I know you being a jiu-jitsu with Gustavo Machado's, and that's one of your strong points. How do you feel the fight's going if it goes to the ground, or are you looking to take it to the ground?
It goes wherever it goes. It's pretty unpredictable, but like you said, first and foremost, I'm a jiu-jitsu guy, so I'm always going to be going for that submission.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thomas Blair, Andreas Ensenales. They're going to be fighting for the 145 title. And right now, Thomas Blair, you're ranked number 1, and Andreas at lightweight, you're ranked number 20. So this is going to be a good fight to see. You guys don't want to miss this fight. So both of you guys' opponents aren't here. And I'm going to start with Damon. The thing that really strikes is the last time you fought, you came off a very quick win. I mean, you dismantled the fight, in seconds in the first round, coming into it. You said, you know what, I'm ready to go pro. I'm ready to take it to the next level. I follow you on social media. You always train hard. You eat, sleep, and drink it. What was your thought process in coming back? Did you feel that the fight ended too fast, that you didn't get a challenge? You feel you wanted to test yourself, you wanted to stay active? Or you just said, you know what, I want to take another run at this before another opportunity starts?
Well, no, initially I was supposed to go pro in February. Some kind of fell through with promotion, so my jiu-jitsu coach, Diego, he's in the process of getting me a fight in Florida for my pro debut for the summertime. But like I said, I saw the Sparta card coming up on the 27th, and me, I'm a fighter. I just like to compete. I like to fight. Like you said, I train all the time, so I knew I was in good shape. I initially wanted to fight at 165, but Jimmy, he kind of talked me into a good opponent coming down from Boston. It would be a good fight at 155. I hesitated to do it, but like I said, I'm a fighter. I don't make excuses. I said I was going to cut the weight short notice and get an occasion fight.
So now, you're cutting weight. If you lose, the title goes away. Or, if you lose, on your mind, the title goes away in your mind. Are you still going to go pro? If you win, what are you going to do, and what's your thought process of taking this fight on a short notice and something that you initially didn't want to do?
Well, not to be arrogant, losing is always a possibility, but it's never a reality to me. I don't even think about losing. I don't think about my opponent. I just think about training and getting better every day. So, like I said, losing was never in my mind. I'm gonna win this fight, and in the summertime, I'm going pro.
Awesome. What do you know about your opponent that you prepared for?
I saw some videos of him. I heard he was a Muay Thai fighter. He trained at Hybrid Training Center back in the day. Now he trained out of Team City of Tom in Boston with good fighters like Kenny Florian. Like I said, he a stand-up fight. I saw a stand-up. Like I said, not to be disrespectful or arrogant, I just wasn't too impressed. I seen better on the feet, even in my own stand-up gym. And on the ground, he looked kind of lost on the ground. I'm real efficient on the ground. So, like I said, I'm just confident in fighting this fight, and I feel like I can get the win on the feet or on the ground.
And also another thing that I've seen, you've improved your stand-up game out of Eastside Muay Thai. Now I've seen you now going to Diego Bisping, I guess Jiu-Jitsu. Bispo. What has been what triggered you to do that now versus doing it, months before or even a year ago? Why did you decide to add it to your arsenal, even though, common sense is, hey, you want to be well-rounded, but why there, why at this time, and why right before or after you decided to go pro?
It's crazy. I always tell myself everything happens for a reason. I just kind of try to go with the flow of what life gives to me. I wanted to go pro in February to make the money, but I know God got a plan for me, and it was perfect timing because I was supposed to be training with Diego almost 2 years ago. Now I'm training with Diego. I'm training consistently, almost 4 or 5 days a week, and my jiu-jitsu is progressing. And if you know martial arts, that's a very important part of the game, is to be able to know jiu-jitsu and do jiu-jitsu. So, like I said, everything happens for a reason. I'm just happy to be able to train everything I love to do all the time.
Awesome. Well, it's always great to see you fight. You're a dynamic fighter. I can't wait to see your opponent and you square off this Friday, and that's Damon Minor at 155. So now I want to go over to Ryan Balinfi. So, Ryan, we all know that in the division that you're fighting in, your opponent, Mitch Aguiar, who couldn't be here today, he's undefeated. He's come close to losing multiple fights that people see, but at the end, he seems to always find some way to win with his jiu-jitsu or with his, grappling, whatever it may be. He seems to get that. I want to shift gears here and say, after your last fight, what in this fight that you prepared for, even though if you take them to the later rounds, knowing that even after being busted up, taken down, done all that happened to Mitch, what are you going to do mentally to keep yourself from falling into that trap if you're, by the scorecards, way ahead in the fight?
No disrespect, but he is defeated. He has been defeated. I am going to put pressure on him, pick him apart, just get inside of his head, inside the fight. I'm not worried about what he's going to do. I'm thinking about what I'm going to do, and that's it.
Well, your last loss was to a gentleman that's now gone pro. So right now, you could, if you wanted to, go back and fight against everyone that you lost to or anything like that. Now, what statement are you making this Friday so people will know who you are, what you represent, and what you're looking to do? What's the statement that you're looking to do this Friday inside the cage?
Well, everybody would like to put somebody away inside 1 minute, inside of 1 round. I'm going to go out there, do what I do, take my angles, pick my shots, be fast on my feet, a lot of head movement, everything I've been training, hit hard, hit quick, get out of the way so he can't hit me, and that's just what it's going to be.
Awesome. So, last question I have for you is, it's coming off that you're the underdog coming into this fight by some people. You're being ranked as a tough fighter. This isn't a slouch fight or a lopsided fight. You're a dangerous, dangerous fighter. Most people want to know is, how are you handling the pressure of knowing that you're the underdog or you're someone that let's see what happens versus, hey, this guy is a huge threat compared to what social media and what the buzz is going around?
I haven't thought too much about me being the underdog or rankings or anything like that. They're just numbers. They don't mean anything to me. The numbers are what they are. Just because you look at them, that's not going to change them. And I'm just going to go out there and show everybody what I've been doing, how hard I've been training. I've been in a 12-week fight camp. In a fight camp since May, really, because I've had a bunch of fights that have dropped out and changed of opponents last minute, and then the fight got canceled. So I'm not worried about coming in as the underdog. I know I am, obviously, but that'll buff out.
Well, I tell you, I'm excited to see this fight. I haven't got an opportunity to see you currently this past year, but coming out in the first fight of this year, I'm looking to see cage side, seeing what you're looking to bring, and all the best on your fight this Friday.
Thank you.
Okay, so we got two current champs here, one in each division, both coming off a spectacular win. I'm going to start with Ryan Parker. Getting an opportunity to meet you and come to your camp when I came there at X-Combat Wrestling Traps, I got an opportunity to see your fighting style. I got an opportunity to see the work you put in, but you're just a humble, quiet, gentle giant, but when you get in the cage, you unleash, havoc. You're coming off of, I want to say it, I'll just say it. You're coming off a 6-fight win streak, and each fight that you fought, it wasn't something where it was a decision of where it's going to go. You're pretty dominant, you showed a good presence. Why did you decide to come out of a division that you pretty much cleaned up your last 6 fights, and now coming down to fight Ryan Nugent?
It's all about testing myself, really. Trying to get better with each fight, and trying to prepare to make that pro jump. When I go pro, more than likely I'm gonna try to fight at 185 pounds. So, we just want to get a chance to see, how my body would react to it. If I can make the weight, how it would feel doing it. And then also coming down to fight a tough opponent, I'm kind of to the point where I don't really just want to fight anybody. I want to fight people that will test me, that will expose me if I have weaknesses or will show me that I need to keep working. So for the most part, that's what the 85 drop initiated from.
So what is it about Ryan Nugent that you saw in him from his last fight that both of you fought on the same card? What was about him that you said, this is the fight? This is the fight this is going to test me. This is the fight where I said, you know what, I want to push myself. And this is the fight where I feel is worthy enough for me to pick and say, yes.
I mean, it's no secret. Ryan's a really tough guy, man. He goes out there to fight hard. He's coming forward and he's going to pressure you. So, you know, this was just, it made sense. You know, I wanted to try to see how that 85 weight class felt, and this was a very tough opponent, somebody that's going to test me, you know, everywhere, not just, you know, on the feet, but on the ground as well. I know he's good in jiu-jitsu. So it's just a chance to really, you know, test everything I've been working on and see if, you know, I'm really ready to, you know, make the next step.
Well, obviously you're in the top 5. Your opponent is in the top 10 in his weight division. So coming down, this is really not a slouch fight. This is a fight where it's going to be fireworks. And from seeing both of you guys fight in the past, it's nothing but heavy hitting, fireworks, and you both have a great chin. You know, you bounce back after adversity. What has been the challenge for you, and how have you prepared the weight cut coming into this fight? Fighting so long at heavyweight, knowing that you want to go pro, fighting at middleweight. What has been the challenge, and did you do it smartly, or are you still cutting?
Really, there was no challenges. Me and my camp, we did it the right way. We started, we gave ourselves plenty of time, and we didn't do it too much at a time. We chipped it off slowly, and just made sure we were retaining strength. We were retaining, that good feeling when you get in there. Wasn't taking anything away from performance. So I feel great. I'm on weight. I'm gonna make it. And we're just ready to see what we can do now at this new weight class.
Awesome. Well, now I want to shift the energy over to Ryan Nugent. I had an opportunity to see you fight for the very first time. I've heard a lot about you coming into this promotion, heard a lot of what you did in the past, and your last fight, it seemed that it was supposed to go on, it didn't go on. It's supposed to go on, it didn't go on. First something happened to him, then something happened to you. You finally made it happen to close out 2016, to clear it off your mind mentally. And that fight was a spectacular fight. I mean, back and forth, heavy hitting. As you came off that last fight, what has been the biggest thing that you learned from that last fight, knowing that, hey, this guy hit hard. Now I'm ready to go up against another guy that hit hard and fought in a heavier division?
I've always known that being able to take a shot has been one of my strengths. But just knowing that he's coming down from another weight class, he's got his strengths. I've got my strengths, and this is why all these guys up here, we wouldn't be fighting at this level if we weren't trying to test each other. Like, if you're not trying to win, then get on out of here. But I just think that like Brian was saying, you gotta test yourself. You gotta see where you're at as a fighter, as a martial artist, and obviously it was a big relief getting myself and Kendrick's fight through. But now I'm just looking to harder tests and to go ahead and try and make that jump as well. See where I stand as a fighter.
That's very noble to hear you say that, because I've actually came to your gym as well, and I saw when I first walked in, it was small, and everyone was there and everyone was looking, but you guys are so well disciplined, so mannered, you open with open arms. It was a smooth process, your coaches and everything. When you came off the fight, because I'm sure that there was some damage left over because you guys traded some bombs, but what was the biggest thing that your coach said as you prepared for this fight? Once you knew this fight was coming on, what was the biggest thing he said to you to prepare for it?
Scalps. 2017 for the House of Muay Thai. We're trying to make it so that way from all the way down from some of the less experienced guys to myself and Ryan, that we are training to go ahead and make this the House of Muay Thai this year. We're making sure that they say that the strength of the warrior is in his tribe, and the strength of the tribe is in the warrior. We've been getting each other ready for these title shots for months on end. So right now, this is where it all pays off. My coach Jake Chamberlain and Mac and Sam was there. We're all about pushing ourselves, but also enjoying the ride. And fighting's supposed to be fun. You're testing yourself, but we're all doing this because this is in our soul, and you know, it's just we just have to find a way to go ahead and, you know, show the world what we're here for.
So, it's, you know, I'm excited to see you fight. I finally got an opportunity to see it. Where do you see this fight going? You know, are you looking to stand and trade? Are you looking to be a little more technical? Are you looking to be a little smarter? Or are you looking out there to really come out, make your mark, let you guys know that, hey, we're from a tribe camp, that we stick together and we follow the game plan? Or what's your thoughts on how this fight's gonna go?
You know, obviously, you know, I'm kind of known for being able to brawl a little bit, but, you know, as you're progressing as a fighter, you want to go ahead and fight smarter, implement game plans, and just be able to go ahead and make this, you know, career last as long as possible. But, you know, everyone says it, but I can see this fight going wherever it takes place. He's got his strengths, I've got my strengths, and the reason we're locking the door behind us to see, you know, who's going to come out on top.
And Ryan Parker, same for you. Where do you see this fight going now that you've cut the weight, now that you feel lighter? How do you see this fight going? More of a brawling, or you want to test your wrestling out, coming from a wrestling camp predominantly? Kind of give us your thoughts on that.
Just like I say every time, man, I don't like to limit myself when I go in there by saying, oh, we're going to do this the whole time, because like you said, we all train. They know my strengths, I know their strengths. We're all going to look to try to impose our will and stop them from imposing theirs. So we prepare to just for wherever this fight goes, man. On the feet, on the ground, outside the cage, we go over the top, man. We're ready for anything, you know. So, I mean, should be a good one.
Awesome. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen who are watching this. If you're watching this Friday, SFL 27, you want to get your tickets, you heard it from the fighters yourself. There will be more fighters, more fan expo events, post-fight interviews. This is going to be an explosive fight coming up. You want to get your tickets. If you haven't gotten your tickets, get your tickets this Friday, 7 p.m. at the Ted Constant Center at Norfolk, Virginia.